Well, this is Marshall, and I'm on with Amber Williamson, and she is in Clarksburg, West Virginia, and on September the 8th at 6:34 in the evening local time, she captured this really stellar video that we're going to be showing you here.
6:34 p.m. Clarksburg, West Virginia. I'm looking in a westerly direction. This is actually due west. At the top of my driveway. Okay, this is me zoomed out all the way. Sorry, I'm walking a dog. And then zooming all the way in.
I've asked Amber to come on and to just talk with folks about what she saw before she did this video, and then we're actually going to talk through the video itself. Amber, thank you for coming on for this interview.
Thank you for having me, Marshall.
I'm really, really pleased that we're doing this. So many times, people will send me something and I ask them, all right, give me an interview for YouTube. And it's like, pow, they disappear like genies.
Well, it is a little intimidating in a way.
It is. So it's real gutsy of you to come on and do this. And I know that you've sent me, actually, this is the fourth time you've sent me some video imagery. And the other ones were interesting, and I really appreciated the fact that you were making the effort to do a good job of reporting. But on this one, Amber, you nailed it. And so let's begin with, why don't you tell the viewers out there your own personal journey of discovery here, beginning with the three that I didn't publish.
Well, probably 2 years ago, I'd never even heard of Nibiru. And thanks to my sister, she started sending me some links to some of your talks and some of your videos, and that sort of opened my eyes up a little bit. Here recently, actually in June, we actually had a tornado at our house, and it did a lot of damage. And so for the last 2.5 months, I've been spending a lot of time outside, just with the cleanup, and paying a lot of attention to the sky in the early evening. And that's when I've caught every one of those videos. But this one is definitely the clearest.
Absolutely. Now, as I understand, you were walking your dog, Lucy.
I was.
And describe to me what happened. When did you first see this object? To about the sun's 11 o'clock relative to the horizon, and then take me step by step through what you did after that.
Well, it was 6:34 p.m. and I had taken the dog out for a walk, and I think that because I've caught the three other videos, I just tend to pay attention to the sky, because we sit up on a hill, and it's just it's a great view to watch the sunset. And I just had happened to, look up to take notice of the sun, and there were those two objects. Like I said, this time it's been much clearer than previously. Previously, when I had videoed the object, it appeared to be almost like a bump on the sun. Instead of the sun being perfectly round, it wasn't quite. But this time, it was it was more distinct. It looked as though it was more so two distinct bodies. And then, of course, when I pulled the cell phone out to start videoing it, it showed up very, very clearly.
Well, the important thing is that you saw this with your own two eyes, and then is when you brought out your camera to record your eyewitness report. And those, Amber, are the things that I look for, because these are the best quality reports. Eyewitness report with a video corroboration. So now what I'd like to do is I'm going to start playing the video without audio, and let's just talk about it as we go along. Stand by. When you were doing this, was the sunlight bright? It was difficult for your eyes?
It was, but even though it was still bright, you could still see that it looked it looked like there was a gap between the two balls.
That's right. And now the equipment that you use for this, this is an MOV file. What kind of smartphone is this?
It's an iPhone 7.
Okay. And as you can see, there are two blue lens flares that are dancing all over the place. There's a tremendous amount of movement. That's indicative of lens flares. However, the object to the upper left-hand corner is even here. Now, I'd like to just go back to this just a second here and pause. I want to go back because earlier you said it looked like a bump on the sun. Is this what you were seeing before here? Because obviously you've zoomed in and that changes perspective. But is this what you were talking about?
Seeing it from this angle, it does sort of look like there is, it sort of looks like a bump on the sun, like I had mentioned before. Only from my recollection, it just seemed like it was more distinctive.
Earlier, when you were seeing the bump on the sun, so to speak, was it in the same relative position?
Relatively, yes.
Okay. So
it wasn't, like from this angle, it looks like it's a little to the left of the center.
All right. About the sun's 11 o'clock relative to the
yes.
horizon. All right. And then here again, you're zooming in and out, and that is changing perspective. But what I see is that the object is maintaining a consistent relationship with the sun, and it's, it and the sun are holding steady, as well as the clouds that we see in front. So this, for my point of view, is a very solid observation.
Well, thank you for that confirmation.
Amber, I really want to congratulate you on an excellent observation, eyewitness observation with video corroborating it. And thank you for coming on so that we could make this presentation to the public. Keep looking.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. By the way, out of curiosity, has this helped you to encourage awareness in others?
Well, I suspect that maybe my husband is just a little more aware. He's a little more open to the possibilities.
All right. Again, Amber, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And this is Marshall in a follow-up interview with Amber Williamson. Amber, thanks for coming back on because you've got some stellar videos we need to talk about.
Thank you, Marshall. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to have you on. Now, the first one we captured was on September the 8th, and that's the one we've already documented. Then on the 9th and the 10th, you made additional observation videos. We're recording this on the 11th. How are the skies presently for you in your location?
They're completely covered with clouds. There's not an inch of blue anywhere.
Okay. Do you feel that's from Hurricane Irma moving northward up into the south?
Probably.
Okay. Now, on the image on the 9th, or in the observation report you did on the 9th, you added a new twist that you didn't do previously, and that was the eclipse shades. Tell us, why did you decide to do it? Where did you get the idea to do this?
I just happened to walk by. I was straightening things up around the house, and I had a few things that I was going to throw away, and one of them was the eclipse glasses. And it just struck me, why don't I go out and see what I can see with the eclipse glasses? Okay.
Where did you get your eclipse glasses from?
I had actually ordered some vacation information from Oregon in the month preceding the eclipse that we recently had. And it came along with the vacation information.
Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play this video. And this is where you have the glasses on, the eclipse glasses, and you're zooming in.
I've been sitting here talking and I hadn't even pushed the start button. So I found my eclipse glasses and I thought, okay, let's see if we can see Nibiru, or that second object behind the sun, with the eclipse glasses. So here we go. So here we go. This is zoomed out, this is zoomed in. I'm using an iPhone 7. Check it out. There are two bodies popping up through my eclipse glasses.
On this day, when you were shooting this video, were you able to see the object above the sun at the 11 o'clock as you did on the previous day?
Yes. It was as clear with the glasses on as when they were off. Not to the visible eye, only using the phone.
Only using the phone. So you had a little bit of cloud cover that day?
I believe there was a little bit, but nothing major.
Nothing major. So it just was general viewing visibility issues. But you went ahead, and what I found interesting was that you captured it. Now, once you stabilized on a certain zoom, and this is towards the end of this video, I'm seeing there's a lot of jumping around motion, but the sun and the object of interest maintain a constant relationship despite all the movement. So what you've demonstrated with this is that by using the eclipse glasses, you're able to actually observe something that you're not able to observe with the naked eye. Is that fair to say?
Yes. Okay.
And when you sent me that, it was really interesting. But you know me, I'm always asking, did you see it with your own two eyes? And you said you hadn't. But I asked you to do some more viewing. And by golly, you did. You wily wascal, you. And let's move forward to the 10th, because you sent me 3 videos. And before we get into this, the first thing I noticed was 2 videos were sent to me with one video, excuse me, on the 10th had a MOV format, but 2 of the videos you sent had an MPEG-4. Why the difference on that, Amber?
Well, I tried to use my camera on my phone and it wasn't working. I don't know why. I still haven't figured it out. But I have a Marco Polo app on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I regularly use that to converse with or to send video messages to family and friends. And so I opened that app up and started using that to document what I was seeing.
Okay, so the you did 3 on that day, one at 5:24, one at 5:54, and then one at 5:50. So after using Marco Polo, your third one is an MOV, then the camera was able to actually operate as it should?
I'm assuming so. I can't, since that's the only one that's different from the first 2 that I sent you, I'm assuming that the last one was using the actual camera on the phone.
Okay.
But I do know that I did use that Marco Polo app for,
Okay. So let's take a look at 11:34. Marco.
Polo.
There we go. I am seeing initially where you have really captured beautifully the sun and the second object. So you, on this observation at 5:24, you were seeing the object with your own 2 eyes relative to the sun?
I couldn't see it without the camera.
So you couldn't see it without the camera?
Yes. I was able to see it through the camera. But now we are talking, I'm sorry, we are talking about the 10th, right?
Right. Right. So on the 10th, because I see at the beginning of this, second object is very clear in the camera without the shades.
Yes. I was able to see it through the camera.
You're telling me that on the 10th, you were not able to see it with your own 2 eyes?
No, not to my naked eyes. It was just too bright.
Okay, but you were able to see it with the naked eye on the 8th?
Yes.
Then you took a second observation.
So this is zoomed all the way out. And this is all the way in. I don't think I've ever been able to catch it this early. And, well, I don't know if I've ever looked for it this early, but it's definitely very bright today, and you can't see it to the naked eye at all. Okay, so let's try it. This is zoomed all the way in. I'm going to put the Eclipse glasses over top of my... Okay, that's zoomed all the way out. Okay, now okay, that's out. Now we're going to zoom in. And yeah, I think I can see something there. Just barely. I think I can see it better zoomed out. Yeah, I can see it just barely. Okay, and then that's, of course, with the glasses off. It's still at that 11 o'clock position. Okay, we'll try this again. Again, a little later on tonight.
Again, you've zoomed in, and as with all the videos, the three previous videos, the one on the 9th and the two Marco Polos, you again with the eclipse glasses are capturing the exact same object in the exact same place relative to the sun. It's really, really good. Now, I have a question for you, because I was interested in watching how you were reacting to what was happening real time that you were observing with your camera. And in the 8th, you had that chirpy, happy kind of look. But then I noticed as you progressed, you got a little more serious. So how have your feelings about what you've observed evolved through these 3 days of observations?
It's more of a, instead of a what if or a someday when maybe this thing does appear, you know, it's more of a reality. The knowledge is more sure. It's just more of a reality to me now.
And now that it's more of a reality for you, here we are on the 11th. How do you feel today versus how you felt on the 10th?
Well, a little more, well, more concerned in a way, in so much that, you know, do my friends and my family and myself, are we prepared for what may eventually come to fruition?
Okay. So it's starting to settle in.
Yeah.
You know, it's I want you to know that the other folks that I've posted observations, their videos and their stills, and they go through the same process. When they first do it, they just, oh, okay, well, that looks cool. And then all of a sudden, when I come back and say, yeah, you got the real deal, you know, it's like, ooh. So, you know, you're going through the same thing everybody else does. But Amber, I really, really do appreciate this wonderful work you've done, these observations that you made, and keep doing them.
So much.
Okay. And a call out to your sister. As I understand, she was the one that got you into all of this.
Good.
What's your sister's name?
Oh.
Okay. And so how long ago did she light the fire under you, Amber?
Probably been 2 years or so.
All right. All right. Well, kudos to her. That's for sure. Keep looking up, Amber, and thank you so much.